Hi, my name is Adam DeCirio and welcome back. This is Europe 2015. Now, as many of you know, about a year ago I studied abroad for my first time to Italy. I stayed in Siena, and even though it was study abroad, I only spent about 20% of my time studying, and about the other 80% of the time traveling all over Italy, even Switzerland and Spain. Well, this time I'm going back 0% studying, 100% traveling, 2 months, going all through Italy and even some new countries. I'm going to go to Paris and visit my friend, going to Germany and visiting some more friends, and then Santorini, Greece, and exploring all down there in the Greek island, taking some of the best pictures of some of the best places along the way, and creating cool videos as well to share with you and teach you about some of the places, as well as show you just how beautiful Europe really is. I'm going to break this video up into 2 parts. First, just explaining where I'm going, when I'm going, and the second part explaining how I pack, the gear I take, and kind of how I travel just a little bit. Hopefully it's informative and helpful for you to not only understand how I travel, but also maybe to help you plan in how you travel. So the first part is I'm going to be going with my mom for the first part in Italy, which will land in Venice. We actually leave tomorrow morning at 3:30 in the morning. The little van is going to pick us up and bring us to the airport, and then our flight is at 7. We leave from Phoenix and go to Venice, and then we'll work our way from Venice over to Bologna, or it's the other way for you on the camera, Venice over to Bologna, then over to Cinque Terre, down to Siena for my birthday, 21st birthday in Siena, Italy. Then we'll go up to Florence a little bit, drive around Tuscany, some surprises along the way. Can't wait to show you all of those, as well as my mom. She doesn't know about a few things. And then we'll be going down to Rome, finally going to Rome, as I lived there for 6 months last time, didn't go to Rome. Believe me, every Italian that I met was upset at me that I didn't visit the capital. Well, now I am going to see Rome. And then she'll leave from Rome. I'll immediately go up to Paris, stay about 4 days with my friend Pierre, go over to Germany for about 7 or 8 days and visit my friends Kevin and Luisa. And then I'll be going down to Santorini, Greece, visiting a friend that I study with at NAU, Northern Arizona University. And we'll be exploring all around there, renting a cool condo, a cool car, and then coming back, staying in Siena probably for about 2.5 weeks, finishing up seeing Palio, the thing that is the defining cultural aspect of Siena, my home city, and staying with my host family again and getting a chance to live with them. It'll be so much fun. Then I'll be leaving July 7th or 8th or something and coming back to the United States. Hopefully along the way I'll be able to make cool videos for you, take lots of great pictures, and share with you my experience traveling in all these places, and show you a little bit of the history, as well as some of the best places to take pictures and the best times to do it too. Now I'll move on to the second part of the video, get all my gear, get everything, and show you just how I pack. Alright, so I actually wanted to start with showing you some of the items and ways that I pack. Rather than showing you the gear, I'll show you the gear right after this. But these are some of the things that you would pack, or how I'm going to pack. So the very first thing you have to do is always make sure that you remove any sharp objects, knives, guns, weapons of any sort. You'll be flying, so just leave this at home. Then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be carrying on this bag right here. This is a tiny, tiny bag, 16 inches by 8 inches by 8 inch duffel bag. And you just put stuff in like that. I'll be carrying that on, and my backpack, which is the full size of a maximum carry-on item. So your second item has to be smaller than your first bigger item. So this is the perfect size to fit my tripod. My tripod is a Benro tripod, and you actually fold it up. You release the middle column and you can fold it up, and it comes to exactly 16 inches when you have it all folded up. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. And then that will fit right in the bag like so. This is not an item that I would want to check on. Same with my camera gear. I wouldn't want to check this stuff on. It just fits right there in the bottom of this bag. What I'd recommend is you always bring at least 1 to 2 changes of clothes with you as a carry-on in case your luggage does get lost or delayed or for whatever reason. So I've separated some of the items, one of each item that I'm going to be bringing in my carry-on. All my other clothes, this is it for 2 months. All my clothes here, got a few shirts, pair of pants, some other shirts, some more socks, whatever. And then here I have swim shorts, which I'm going to need in Greece especially. So I'll put those in. And regular shorts, I have both of those, I'll put those in. Next I have socks. Now typically Americans wear white socks, so as just a little tip, if you go to Europe, you might want to buy gray or even black socks. Match and blend in a little bit more with the Europeans, and of course a change of underwear. Then you have a belt. I usually don't like to wear a belt as I'm going on the plane. It's just one more thing to take off. I like shoes that I can slip off, and no belt and no metal on my pants, so I just usually pack the belt. Have a shirt, short sleeve shirt and a long sleeve shirt, and just kind of put those in like so, roughly packing. If you spend a little more time, you can make it neater. Since I already have a short sleeve shirt, maybe I'll wear this one on the plane. I'll put that one in with the other luggage, and then here's a nicer kind of button up long sleeve shirt that I put in the bag like so. Well, next items, important things. Your passport. I have just a little passport book and an international driving permit so that you have permission to drive in many countries. I think there's at least 20 or 30 European countries on that list. So I'll be carrying that. That won't actually go in the bag. But something I just want to show you. If you want to drive and you don't want to get in trouble and pay huge fines, apply for an international driving permit. Second thing is you need to have the right adapter. This one specifically is for Italy. I know that I'm going to be there first, so I'm taking this with me in my bag. I have one for Europe, some other places packed in with my camera backpack, so you'll see that later. But this, made by Anker, it's a 4 USB charger rather than just the one that comes standard with the iPhone, so you can plug it in and charge up 4 things at once: iPad, GoPro, iPhone, not iPad, unless you have 2 iPads, which is cool too. So I put that in, and then this, probably the world's smallest power strip. The key when you're traveling is to get the smallest stuff possible. So I've got the smallest power strip. This will actually end up going in my camera backpack as well. This is a small iron. This actually works better than most big irons, in fact, from testing it. And it has a 120 volt and 240 volt switch on the back. Maybe you can see that, maybe you can't. But it's extremely important that you check absolutely everything that you're going to be plugging in and see if it will go to 240 volts. Especially heating appliances like an iron, very rare that it would. So you have to look for a specific travel one that does. Otherwise, if you try and plug it in, you could start a fire just about anywhere outside the United States, because the US is one of the only countries in the world that has 120 volt stuff. So, this will help me iron some things. I'll take that along. This is for my mom. I don't curl my hair, at least not yet. It's not long enough. Just kidding. So this is also variable, 120 to 240 volt travel hair curling thing. I'm not really sure exactly how it works, but anyways, that's what this is. Again, extremely rare to find a variable voltage, so I actually will let her take that in her bag. Some important things: your credit cards. You want to contact your credit card companies. I have a picture of Venice on there, and you want to let them know where you'll be traveling and when you'll be traveling so that you don't run into any issues when you go to use money. Also bring some cash, go to your local bank, get the local currency that you're going to need, which Europe, most countries use euros, so bring some of that along. Obviously $75 is not enough, but I have more over there. Another really cool thing is one of these. This is an actual scale. You wrap it around a strap or something turn it on, and then hold it up like so, and you just hold it like that, and it'll let you know, if I can read the top, that this weighs 8 pounds, 7.9 pounds. So you can always weigh your things, very small, easy to travel with, and then you always know exact weights before you get to the airport and look like you don't know what you're doing. Of course, you need this, 1 quart, I think. Yeah, 1 quart bag with all your liquids in it, 3 ounces maximum. So that just goes in there at the top, since you're going to need to remove it as soon as you get to the airport. And these are what I will be wearing. Sport shoes, just went to Walmart, got these for 20 bucks. They're things that are extremely light, very, very light, easy to slip off and on, very comfortable, very good on all of the cobblestone that's there, provide just enough support, and at the end they're 20 bucks if you want to throw them away. Because you ruined them, you can, and sports shoes still fit in most places in Europe. So there you go, this is my travel bag that I will be carrying on just in case, and I will be traveling only with this bag from the middle of the trip till the end. So when I go to Paris, Germany, Santorini, it'll be this in my backpack, and that is it. Because I'm not checking anything, I'm only checking 1 bag to get to Italy, and 1 bag when I come back from Italy at the end. But during my whole time, it'll strictly be carry-on items. That way, nothing breaks, nothing gets lost, never have to worry about trying to check it, all the extra time and everything. So that's the way that I pack, or will be packing while I'm there, and some of the items that I bring. And now I'll show you the photography gear and all that cool stuff. Now, if you thought the other thing was a puzzle piece, just wait till you see this. Now, all of this gear goes into this bag right here. This is, like I said, the maximum size of a carry-on item. This is a Think Tank hard drive, I think it is called. And it's a great bag, really allows for a lot of gear to go into it, maintains a good profile, really comfortable, so I've used this in the past, love it. But there's a bunch of new additions I've made to it. I've customized this bag hundreds of times, it seems like, and this is the coolest customization. Can't wait to show you. So first I have a little tiny carabiner here that I use to clip the lock, or clip the zippers together. If I can clip it, there we go. Makes it just that much more difficult for someone to unzip the bag if they want to, but it's not as safe as like a lock or something. But anyways, if we open it up, show you the inside of the bag. This is very, very different than what it looks like when it comes to you from the company. I've changed these around, cut them, put different ones from other bags in here. Like I said, it's extremely custom to all of my gear. But the first thing I want to show you is the coolest thing ever. This thing right here. It is made by RAV Power, R-A-V Power. It is a 15,000 milliamp battery. It's an external battery, plug it into the wall, and then it has 2 USB ports out that you can plug into things like phones or whatever and charge them up. Well, I've built it into the backpack here, and it actually goes in this little slot on the side, and then I just undo that Velcro, plug in my USB there, and plug in my USB there. 2 USBs already ready to plug in. Well, that plugs in to this right here, and this charges my GoPro, which will sit right in this area, and the other wire is run through the bag and comes out here at the top and goes through the shoulder strap and comes out right here, so I can plug in my phone while I'm walking around using it for GPS or whatever, phone calls. I can plug it in right there, and then when I'm not using it, just slip it back in. It'll charge my phone. I don't know, I charged my phone every night for almost 2 weeks with it. So I charged it at least 10 times with that single battery on a single charge, and it's only gone dead now, so I'll charge it up tonight before we leave tomorrow morning. Alright, now I'll show you all the other gear that goes in, how it goes in, and its puzzle piece configuration. So, first thing first, I have a few new things with the GoPro. This is the same thing I used last year, is this little clamp, this piece, and then the housing that goes on the top. And that's what I used to film everything. So as I was carrying it around, I'd carry it around in front of me like this. And then when I didn't want to use it, no, sorry, let me show you this first. When I did use it, then I had a little clip that comes out the back here, clips right into there, so I could carry around right on my shoulder whenever I needed to use it and access it quickly. And it was safe. I never felt like anyone was going to steal it. This is right there in front of me. But then when I wasn't using it, I put it back in the bag. So now it has its spots in the bag. So this goes up here, right, like so. This piece goes in there, like so. And then this one will slide in down here, like so. Now the next thing I have is this little case from Bose that I have usually my earbuds in, but this charges GoPro batteries. It's a dual GoPro battery charger. Also can plug in right here if I need to charge the batteries while I'm walking around. And then this thing charges the gimbal, which I'll show you in a second, for the GoPro. That goes at the bottom since I don't use it very often. Just slips down in like that. Well, the next thing is this gimbal. Now, the gimbal allows for video to be perfectly stable while you're using it. So you turn it on and boom, just like that, I have perfectly stable video as I move my hand around. And that's because these little motors work to go in the opposite direction of the way you move, and it keeps it perfectly stable. Then you just shut it off. And I cut the foam that it came in to fit perfectly, so it goes into my bag down like that, and then I can put it in my bag nice and safely and securely, just like so. Now the next thing where to go is my battery charger for my camera. That kind of fits in right there, and now this is fully set up and nothing really is going to fall out if I do have the bag open. Now, the next thing that goes here, if I can find it, I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. This is my Secure Pack. It's a new product I'm working on, a company I'm working on that will be released later this year, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. But that secret little thing goes right there. It's basically an item that helps prevent backpack pickpocketing for backpack travelers. So like I said, I'll talk more about that later in the year. This is my 70 to 300 millimeter, so kind of far to really far zoom lens, and I leave the lens hoods on them all the time, and of course lens caps. That fits down here in the bottom, or can fit in the side, or can fit on the camera. So how I have it set up is I can put any of the lenses on the camera and then the other two lenses in these two spots, and it fits perfectly. But while I'm traveling, I'll probably keep that just there. Next, I will put this lens in. This is my 14 to 24 super wide angle zoom lens, 14 to 24 2.8 Pro landscape lens, and that's for really wide angle shots. That just kind of sits right there, or like that, doesn't matter, but while I'm traveling, it'll have to go up like this, because what goes over here is my laptop charger. That power converter I showed you changes a normal plug from the United States to, in this case, Italy. And then the power strip that I showed you earlier as well. Those all go in this little red bag, so it's easy to remove, because once I get to a hotel, I'm not going to want to carry these things around all day long. So I'll just get to the hotel and immediately I'll take this red bag out of the backpack. But in the meantime, that just kind of sits in like there. Doesn't look like it fits, but believe me, it actually does. The next is this case. I have two backup drives, each 2 terabytes in size. One is for backing up all my pictures, 2 for my camera. The other one is a backup of this drive and a backup of my laptop. So that, again, is something I would leave in the hotel or with my friends at their house. So those 2 items would come out, and so those 2 items just sit there. So the next thing probably that I'll put in is the camera, very heavy. It's a Nikon D800 with a vertical grip and a Really Right Stuff L bracket, so I can take pictures on my tripod like that, or like this. Also has a little clip which goes to the Black Rapid, helps out. Has a 24-70 f2.8 lens on it, so that's my go-to lens, use that almost all the time. And that, look at this, like a puzzle piece, like I said, fits in like so. Just like that into the bag, and then when it zips up, it's nice and secure. Kind of tuck that around. This is awesome. This is by Hoodman. It's a loop. Doesn't really zoom in that much, but it produces a box around so that as you're looking at pictures, you just put it on the back, look in, and no sunlight gets in, so it's really easy to see your pictures in broad daylight on the back of the screen. I'm going to flip this GoPro housing around so it's easier to slide my camera in. So that goes in right here, so I can access it really easily right at the top. Next item that goes there is another camera strap. For some reason, if I wanted to attach my camera to a camera strap that goes around my neck instead of my black wrapper, that just sits in there. This is a trigger release, plugs into the camera, so you don't touch the camera when you release the shutter. You can just push this button. That slides in right there. And that's pretty much it that goes on the inside, so I'll kind of try to get a better view of it as I put in the rest of the things. Some extra cables. So this is an extra cable for the GoPro, extra cables for my hard drives. They all kind of just slide down into this bottom zipper. There's plenty of places to put stuff in this think tank bag. This is a tool. It's Allen wrenches. Maybe you can kind of see it, but they're Allen wrench, like all different sizes. You kind of pull it out almost like a pocket knife. And that goes in my carry-on as well. Haven't been stopped in the airport with that, which is great, but it does kind of look, shape and everything of a pocket knife, so I wouldn't be surprised if I do get stopped, but it's not a weapon, you're fine. So I leave that in the bottom. Some more cables, like I said. Extra GoPro battery, just in case. I have like 4 or 5 batteries, so I just take even more than I need. This awesome little thing, this is like the USB thing I showed you earlier. It's 3 USBs, plugs into a car. So I'll be going in a car twice, once in Tuscany and once in Santorini, Greece. So I bring this along so I can charge stuff in the car if I have to. This cable along, which is a little cable to plug my iPhone into the radio, and then this so that other friends can listen to music on my iPod while I'm flying. If for some reason I have friends I'm flying with, I'm traveling with my mom so she can listen to my music. I don't think she'll like it, but I'll bring it along anyways. This is my little watch. I'm going to take this watch instead of this one because this one's a little expensive, but this one has a world clock on it. I can change it to any country in the world, and it tells me exactly what time it is. Stopwatch, everything, 20 or 30 buck watch, so definitely should bring that along. It's really great. This thing goes in the side. I'll just set those aside, put them in my bag later. This thing I put in the side pouch. It's the exact same as this side pouch, but I just like to put it in the side pouch over here. It's my black rapid strap, and for those of you who don't know how it works, it goes over your shoulder and puts all the weight of the camera on your shoulder, and then you attach the camera down here and you wear it by your side, and then you bring it up to take pictures and then bring it back down, so it's really nice, comfortable, and makes carrying a camera around all day long that much easier. So again, that just goes on the side, put that in later, and zip this thing up. It's a little tiny bit tight. This is a rain pouch for the backpack in case it starts raining. That goes there. Some extra memory cards, which I'll either put in here or inside the backpack itself. And then the last little strap, or last little spot that I put stuff in, is this rear zipper where my laptop, 15-inch MacBook Pro Retina display, nice and thin and light, easy laptop to carry. And there we go. In total, I think this weighs 25 pounds. Which is over the limit, so let's hope that they do not stop me, and if they do, you could try and take things out of your bag and hold it like a camera, put it around your neck or something and say, yeah, my backpack only weighs 15 pounds, even though you're wearing half of your backpack on you. Oh my god, it's so heavy. Anyways, that is my gear, how I travel, and hope that was informative and helpful in showing you maybe some tips on how you can pack too. Take care. Can't wait to show you all of the experiences ahead, and stay tuned for great videos of all the beautiful places, best time to photograph, and some of the history. See you in Italy.